Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome back once again to the 2024 Newmar Country Club Show, which is in Pueblo, Colorado. Today we have the pleasure to show you some of the new 2025 models, point out some of the new options, and I'm going to be showing you the London Aire 4551 model, which is one of the really popular floor plans, one of the really good floor plans I have. So before I forget, I want to talk about some of the things that have become standard, some of the things that are new, and then I'll point out other things as we go around. First of all, one big option is this is now standard on a Freightliner chassis. Used to be only on the Spartan chassis, but now you can get the London Aire and the Essex on a Freightliner or a Spartan, and the Freightliner is the standard one now. They come with the integrated curb brake controller also. Another standard feature on both the driver and passenger seats, you have the electric lumbar support, you have the footrest, they're heated and also air-cooled this year, which is a really nice feature on that. They've changed the compartment doors a little bit on the London Aire, Essex, and King Aire. We'll talk about those, all standard features. One of the ways you can tell on the high-end Class A Newmars that it's the big engine, the 605 horse Cummins, is the stairs. It's the three-step hydraulic stairwell there. They do have sensors, so if you're coming down on a curb or going to hit a tree or something, it'll stop so it doesn't go all of the way out. On the front here, again, the chrome convex mirrors, all standard. You have your flagpole bracket standard. The headlights are adaptive headlights, and they've had these for a few years, but they're going to switch from high beam to low beam as you're going down the road when they maybe sense traffic coming at you. Also standard on the London Aire is your Mobileye, which is this device right here, and your on-guard collision mitigation system. So what those include are your adaptive cruise control, you have your lane departure warning, your blind spot warnings, where on the Dutch Star, the Mountain Aire, you might get the Mobileye, but the on-guard is an option. Standard on the London Aire on up this year. So let's go ahead and walk down the passenger side here. First of all, you can see we've got the dual Nova awnings, the Girard Novas, as a standard feature. They run the full length of the coach, nice articulated awning there in the middle so the water runs off well. You have that LED light underneath, and it just creates a great space to hang out, get some shade, get out of the heat a little bit. As we walk down, one thing I always like to point out right here is our fuel fill. And on all of the Newmar diesels, my hand won't get in here because the airbags are dropped, but they're protected by a steel plate. And you can imagine what's going to happen if this tire blows. You start to shred a tire, it's going to tear up a rubber fuel line in there. The fact that they protect them with a steel plate makes them a little bit different than a lot of other companies. And the slogan for Newmar, when you know the difference, I realize the longer I go on, it's not just words. They do some things that absolutely other manufacturers don't do, and I'll point some of those out as we go around. One of the things that they changed this year, I talked about these compartment doors, and now they're now more ride compartment doors. What that is, there's an aluminum heavy-duty reinforcement plate inside. I used to be able to flex this quite easily, and when you slam them, it's harder to slam. You might notice that the bottom's tilted out a little more in the front. These are rigid, solid compartment doors, and they close very easily. They changed that seal a couple of years ago, but on the London Aire Essex and on the King Aire, now a standard feature. Okay, we do have our Dometic 3 cubic foot refrigerator freezer on a pull-out tray. Nice thing about this, it pulls out far enough to clear your slide out. And you have dual zones here. So you could set it for, keeping the frozen salmon you caught in Alaska, the other side for your beer and drinks. Just a really nice feature, easy to go in and out. And the fact that they put this storage tray right here, this used to be wasted space. And this is a simple but a great improvement, in my opinion, giving you a little bit of extra storage right there. The second compartment back, we do have a full pass-through tray, and it's on an electric slide out. Buttons right here on the edge of the door. And you can see they added the storage tray on this one. If you notice, whenever I open one of these doors, the LED lights come on all across this part of the coach. So it makes it easy to find what you're looking for at night. Back in this compartment, another full slide out tray, but this is a good spot to talk about the star foundation. Now, Newmar welds a steel superstructure onto the frame. That's what you see right here, these gussets, these members coming down. They support the outer edge of your compartment doors so they don't sag. But more importantly, if you notice these floor joists, they don't sit on the chassis rail. If they did, and you hit a big pothole, they're more likely to tweak or twist the coach a little bit. It won't be as rigid. Then you're going to be maybe cracking tiles or popping your grout out. To have a more stable platform to build on, and the Star Foundation stands for strong, true, and robust. And that's exactly what it is. Again, one of the things that sets Newmar apart from a lot of the other coaches is their Star Foundation. And you'll find it on all of their diesel motorhomes. This third compartment back, it's about a maybe 2/3 or 3/4 compartment. We've got our Oasis on the other side, and this one is on a manual tray. It's not electric. You can see we've got our road vac system here. You've got that inside also. Here's your some of your components for it and your hose. It's nice to be able to vacuum out your slide compartment trays. Just very convenient to have access both inside and outside. Also, if you notice, you got some 110 plugs here. You have it in almost every compartment. If there isn't one right there, it'll be in the compartment right next to it. So you got plenty of places to plug things in. Okay, here's one of the really great improvements, especially if you're a tech. In the past, this cluster of fuses and components, it used to be part of it in your back closet. There was a little steel door you can open, and it was just a rat's nest of wires. All of these 12-volt fuses were in the bathroom. You'd have to go back and forth. So now they put it out here. This cover comes off easily with 4 screws, or you can actually unscrew it here, and you notice it's hinged on this side. So when the techs are working on it, they can slide the whole thing out. These do have indicator lights. If you have a fuse that's out, it's going to light up a little red light right next to it. Easy to figure out which one you have to replace. The fact that some of those are off, we've pulled them or shut them off intentionally. When you're indoors, sometimes there's things you don't want running and so forth. But even though it took away that little tray setup, maybe for tools and oil, this is a great improvement to make it a lot easier to access. Right here is one of our sensors. You have 6 of them throughout the coach. That helps with the lane departure, and on the driver's seat you get that haptic feedback. It's going to jiggle when you go out of your lane if your lights or your blinkers are not on. We also have some recessed docking lights there. Now, we do have a steerable tag axle. You can tell the difference in the hubs there. On the Freightliners, I believe it's 17 degrees now. So as you're backing into that tight spot at a motorhome park, it turns a lot tighter. It helps prevent the tire scrubbing. And once you get moving 20 miles an hour, it's going to lock in that straight on position. But the steerable tag, not everybody has them. They're a little bit more common. Of course, that's either Spartan or Freightliner that's putting that on, but just makes for a more comfortable driving situation. Okay, here we have our DEF fill. You can fill both your DEF and your fuel from both sides. It's a 15-gallon tank right there. And then back here we have our chassis batteries. Our master chassis disconnect right there. Nothing too fancy about this compartment. I do like to talk about Newmar's flush wall slides, and this is actually the emergency door in the bathroom, but it's a good way to talk about it. You can see how these actually tuck inside the sidewall. The beauty of that is, as you're going down the road, it's not forcing water or weather into that seal where it's more likely to leak, and it makes for a quieter ride. You don't have that wind noise which comes around the fascia of the slide outs on a lot of other models or a lot of other coaches. So another thing that's a little bit unique about the Newmars. Okay, let's move to the back. Another sensor right there for that corner. Now, the London Aires, this is on the Freightliner SL chassis with the 605 horse Cummins, 1950 foot-pounds of torque. And of course, at this level, you get a side radiator. Makes it a lot easier to access your engine. Your fluids all right here, engine oil, dipstick, your transmission, Oasis all right here. Coolant, you've got a little bubble there that you can look at it. This right here, this little gauge, tells you how clogged your air filter is getting right here. So if you do, some of the maintenance yourself, easy to get to right here. You have a place to plug it in here if, for your engine preheat, if it's a cold winter day. Very convenient to get into it. And like I say, with the side radiator, you'll also get better cooling. Now, down below, we do have a 20,000 pound rated hitch here. This is a connection for a Voyager camera. A lot of people are pulling stacker trailers, maybe a big horse trailer, and you want to keep an eye on your horses inside. You can have a camera mounted in there and switch back and forth from the cab area. You have your standard 7-way plug right there. And then this is your Kurt Spectrum integrated brake controller. It works great with like an Air Force One, which is a very common braking system when you're towing a vehicle back here. Okay, let's move around to the driver's side. Like I'd mentioned, side radiator. They're bigger. You get better airflow through here. They cool a lot better than your rear radiators, so when you're climbing a steep mountain pass, pulling a heavy trailer behind you, you're not as likely to overheat on one of these. Back here we have one more spot where we can fill our DEF. And then another unique difference, before I get to that, we've got a little cubby hole right here. This is for gloves, for oil. It's not big. Maybe if you are dumping with a standard sewer hose, you want to put it in there. But I wanted to talk about a unique hinge that we have right here. And one of the things about Newmar, this is their water compartment. And watch how this compartment door drops down as I go up. You can see over here at the hinge level how that goes up and down. The reason they do that, you can see at this level, if it didn't drop down, you're going to be scraping the top of this on the bottom of the slide. Remember, this has got the moor floor. That slide comes out and drops about 3 or 4 inches. And the fact that on this one door only, Newmar puts this unique hinge to give you a taller compartment here instead of it being down here, so it clears this slide. Now, on this door that's next to it, they don't need that hinge because it doesn't come out far enough. But you can see from the level, it's so close to here, you just wouldn't want to be, bringing it underneath. So that's another thing. When you know the difference, you should always look at a Newmar if you're comparing diesel pushers. They do some things that are unique and make for just a better driving and camping experience. Back to the water bay here, you notice we do have the macerator, whole house filter. We have a gray tank rinse and a black tank rinse. You'd hook that up right here. You can turn your Sanacon on right there. If you're going to autofill, use city water. You adjust it here. Got a monitor right there to tell you how full your tanks are. Nice outside shower. And then we do have a power rewind on our water line right there. Everything's etched in. The light comes on. You've got a place for paper towels. Just a great water compartment. Also, we have the LED lights underneath the slides on both sides, which give it a really cool effect. If you're coming back at night and it's dark out, you have these lights on, it looks really sharp. Okay, let's move up to the next compartment. This is our power 50 amp cord rewind. The button's right here for it, which makes it a lot easier getting that in and out. And if you've ever put one of these heavy duty cords away in the winter when it's half frozen, it's like wrestling an anaconda. It's nice to have this power rewind. Also, you have your surge protector in there, your crossover circuit. You have a 30 amp plug here that you can run down below, and maybe you want to power your race car trailer or your stacker trailer. You can do that right there. Place to bring in park cable, or maybe you've got a portable satellite. And again, this compartment doesn't come out far enough, so you don't have to worry about scraping the top. And then you notice they step down over here on these compartments. You do have a little lower level on your slide out, but you don't really need the taller compartment here. This is our Oasis dual loop Chinook. Provides your continuous hot water, your coach heat, and so forth. The reason Newmar uses Oasis compared to an AquaHot, number one, it's got 2 electric elements instead of 1, and it burns quieter, a little cleaner. It's a more expensive unit, but again, when you know the difference, Newmar certainly earns an A for how they build these. This slide out comes, or the tray comes out both sides also. And if you notice how close the clearance is right here on this tray, you understand a little more why they put that drop down hinge on your water compartment door. Again, another full pass-through slide out tray. And it's so convenient having this button out here on the outer part of the door. Okay, now this one is equipped with 2 320 amp hour Lithionics lithium battery. You also have the twin 3000 watt inverters you see right there. One of those inverters is dedicated to your center air conditioner, which means you can run that AC off your batteries. You don't need to have a 110 power source or have your generator running to cool down the coach. Another fuel fill right here. Another one of your docking lights, which are really nice when you're loading up at night. And then our final compartment here. This is primarily chassis circuits. If you've got a blinker's not working, or maybe driver's seat's not moving forward, come out and check these fuses. You also have a button right here, your generator, which is a 12.5K Onan. It's on an electric slide out tray. And on top of that, a couple other optional features. This has the 4 sun-free solar panels on the roof, and also Starlink is an option this year, and this particular unit does have the Starlink installed. Okay, and then as we move back around front, again, here's one of those 6 sensors that let you know what's around you all the time, makes for a better, safer driving experience. Mobileye there, and with adaptive cruise control, you pretty much know what's going on around you all the time. Okay, let's take a look at the floor plan. Well, hi folks, how are you? Hope you don't mind. We're doing a video for Transwest, and don't mean to run anybody off. You're welcome to stay.
No, that's right. You don't want, trust me, you don't want us.
It's a beautiful unit.
I want the royalties.
When are you posting this? Every minute.
Just look on YouTube at that stock number.
I'll be watching.
Okay, once again, we are in a London Aire 4551, one of the real popular floor plans. A new option for this year on most of the diesels is two-tone cabinets. And if you do select the two-tone, you're going to get the Sable or the Sedona, I believe they call it, which are your darker cabinets below. and then the upper ones are the white cabinets. Can't recall the name of that, but you don't have a lot of options. 2 colors on the bottom, 1 on the top, but it really is a great look. And all of your trim, your valances, your slide-out trims, they're going to be in that dark palette also. So as we go back into the living area, we've got a nice fold and tumble couch here in front of our televator. Great storage. The center compartment is always kind of reserved for video components. If you still using a Blu-ray player or have a satellite system, most people kind of use streaming services now, but you've got your HDMI cables, plenty of places to plug in components, another access for your satellite port there. You can see your sound bar up above. This is your 50-inch main TV on a televator. I think that's the Bose 9 soundbar on it. Across from the couch, we do have some nice theater seating, and these seats also electric. Let's see. And people say, "Oh, you don't get a sleeper over here." Well, I beg to disagree. I'm pretty sure I could sleep in this one quite easily. And then some of them, you've got some lights here that you can illuminate them. There are some that have options for massage. You've got a little USB port right there. You can charge a phone almost anywhere you sit in these newer motorhomes these days. Also, I have access to our one of our KIB panels. And let me see if we go into the home, and let's say I'm going to shades, and so I can, let's see, which one am I in? I'm in the forward day shade. I'm going to drop down. We also have the night shades, both of them behind me if I want to drop the night shade. Just real convenient to sit here in this chair, get ready to watch a movie, and drop all your shades right here. I can also tune all my lights off, get to my system. Maybe I want to put that televator down. You can do all that right here. Excuse me. Okay, over here above the theater seats, we've got a nice large open cabinet here. One of the things Newmar does in-house is all their cabinetry, and this is solid wood. If you reach behind here and it's a wrap, you can kind of feel the edge of that paper wrap, probably a poplar or a pine or some cheaper wood there. These are all maple cabinetries, hidden hinges, just a great look to them, very solid. I like the way they kind of contour it. It's not a flat bank going all the way across. We move back here to the dinette. One thing I did want to point out is this has the electric extension. So this dinette, you've got a couple of leaves under the table leaves under your bed, and you probably could get 6 people here. So just keep your finger down, that flips up, and then we've got a nice seat back right there. You do lose the storage underneath with this feature, but it sure is comfortable to sit there. I'll go ahead and run that back in so I don't forget to do it when we bring in the slides. And there we go. Overhead here we get 3 more cabinets. Now some people opt to leave these cabinets out so they get a taller window right there. Across from your dinette we have our kitchen area. Now this does come with a nice little extension. There's a button there to release it or to push it in. You've got 3 drawers here. These are full pull-out drawers. with the soft close feature. Large silverware drawer. And you can see you get remotes for every TV, more remotes than you're going to need. This is your bracket for that flag holder out there. We always get a little bit of touch-up paint for the outside. You've got a 4-color paint job here. Above that we have our induction cook surface. And under these we get a nice little cutting board, but I don't think anybody uses them because they never come in scratched. This is removable. You can unplug it, take it out, and use it under your awning, especially if you're cooking bacon or fish and you don't want those odors in your coach. It's nice to take it outside. We do have a dishwasher underneath. Nice convection microwave. And then we have some more storage. Little place up here maybe for spices. On this side we get a nice pull-out. Kind of convenient for anybody that's maybe a little shorter to be able to reach the back there. Underneath we have our large single sink, and we were debating what material this is. It's called, what's that, Blanco? It almost looks like, you know, a cookware, you know, a non-stick cookware, but one large undermount sink makes it easy to wipe things down in. You get a nice sprayer here that, well, I guess this one doesn't release, but you do have the spray feature right there. And then when you aren't using your sink, you've got a lot of counter space here when you're prepping. Got another KIB panel right here, so if I want to adjust my lights or go in and shut my shades, you can do that throughout. I think you've got, you know, 6 or 8 of those smaller panels throughout, and then one main one in the middle. Underneath here, a little place for our scrubbies, or you know, when you're washing dishes. Nice pull out here for your trash can. Another one on this side. Little pull out drawer here, maybe for knives or spices or smaller items. And even one more in here. They utilize every square inch for storage space that they can, and it will get used. Okay, I guess I didn't open this cabinet. Here's another little one, and these are all adjustable shelves too. Okay, as we go back to the center of the coach, we have our 19.7 cubic feet Whirlpool refrigerator. This does come with an ice maker. Next to that we have our pantry, and I really like what they've done here. You've only got 5 drawers instead of 6, but this bottom part here, these you can move around for cutting boards, for your, you know, cookie sheets and things like that. It's just really convenient to be able to store things that way. Here we have our half bathroom, and I'm just going to open up a few things and let Nick come in here and look around. Plenty of room even for, you know, somebody that's a little bit larger to get in there and go to the bathroom. You do have a couple of more cabinets on the left of the sink there that I didn't open up. Porcelain sink, very unique hinge on this door, the way it slides there in the middle. The reason they do that is with the slide in, if it was hinged here, you might only be able to open the door, you know, this far, because it would stick out farther. You'd be hitting your refrigerator slide. This way, it makes it easy to slide in and out when all of the slide outs are closed up. another unique feature to the Newmar. And as long as we're here, I'll show you where our main panel is. So have your monitors there, monitor your AC, your DC power, tell you your charging status. On your generator, you've got the auto gen start, which you can do by your battery settings. You could set it by temperature. Maybe you're going somewhere and leaving pets in here. If it hits 75 degrees, you want your AC to come on, you set all that right there. Monitor your tanks, turn your water pump on and off. Of course, your climate is right here. You have your Oasis controls. And like I said, Oasis has one diesel burner and two electric burners. The beauty about that is maybe it's 45, 50 degrees outside. You need a little bit of heat, but you don't need to turn on your diesel burner. You can do it electrically, especially with two of them right there. Then you can go back. This also has the floor heat. Now, in this one, I believe it goes up to 10. And what this is basically is a timer. It's in 2-minute segments, so on 10, that's going to run for a continuous 20 minutes, your electric grid. If I set it at, say, 6, it's going to run for 12 minutes, and then it's going to shut off for 8 minutes. So that's kind of how you're adjusting the heat. I'll go ahead and shut it off. We don't need it on now. And you notice there are 3 zones there for the floor heat. Of course, you can always get to your lights, get into your shades, the TV lift, everything right here from this main monitor panel. It used to be overhead, but I like that they put it in the middle now. Okay, as we step back into the bedroom, first of all, let me show you this door. This is a solid hardwood door. It's not a hollow, you know, what you might normally find on a closet door in a house. Very heavy duty there. In the bedroom, you can see we've got a king bed. Let me open this up, and you can see down below there is a place where you could plug in your CPAP machine. You've got a couple of USB ports there. Same on this side. If you do have a sleep machine at night, you've got pedestals on each side to set it up. Underneath, I've got another one of my KIB panels. If I want to turn my lights on and off, adjust the shades, I can do that right there. Typically, these smaller panels are for this room, but you do have a all lights on and all lights off switch with that. This is a nice, large, open storage compartment all the way through. Another 1-ton outlet, some USB ports, and you do have an access port down below if you want to drop a cable down through there. Underneath here, you can see we've got our 2 table leaves, and we don't have the matching folding chairs here because of that dinette and the electric extension feature on it. So you do have good storage here for linens, handguns, rifles, whatever you want to put under there. Okay, across from the bed, got another, what is that, 43-inch TV. A lot of drawers right here. Again, all soft close. You get some larger dresser drawers down below. So I guess you've got 6 of those total. And just outstanding craftsmanship and woodwork in all of these. Emergency exit right here in the door, but we also have one back in the bathroom that I'll show you in a minute. This is where you would put any video components or gaming systems, something like that. These windows in the bedroom do open, including the ones on both sides of the bed. So you can get a great cross breeze in there. You've got 3 of the powered Fantastic fans. Open those up a little bit and it's going to draw the air through real nice. Newmar always does a really nice decorator ceiling too. Covers your air conditioning ducts up here. You don't see those little round puck style, and this is ducted. It's truly ducted in there, not just kind of channeled out of a styrofoam base. Okay, let's take a look at the bathroom. Now, when we step inside, we do have our Splendide washer dryer. One of the nice things about the 45 footers is the size of your shower, and you have dual sinks. And they also, they did a little facelift back in 2013 or 2016, and one of the features that they added was this cathedral ceiling here, and they also lowered the step up. So if you're 6'4" and you're wanting to take a shower, look how much headroom you've got here. It's easy for taller people to get in here. The nice waterfall style shower head, plus you have the hand wand, and like all of the Newmar diesels, I think pretty much all of them, you have your aquamizer system. What this does is it recirculates your water into the holding tank while you're waiting for it to heat up. Once that turns red, you flip the switch, you're taking your shower. Now it's going down into the gray tank. So it does two things. It preserves your fresh water, and it doesn't fill up your gray tank as fast. And of course, you've got this great teak seat right here. So, you know, years and years of use. I think teak is what they use on most of the sailboats, the higher end, wherever possible, because of the way it resists water and rotting. Okay, over here we have our toilet, and like I said, we've got an egress door right here. If I were to pull this panel, you can see there's a ladder back there. I'm not going to pull it down, and this is just magnetic to hold it on. If there, heaven forbid, is an emergency, a fire, or some reason you have to get out of the coach in a hurry, it's a lot easier to get out this way than it is going head first out in an emergency window. So one of the real nice features, Newmar and a couple other the manufacturers are doing it also, but you've got a great emergency exit. This even pulls off very easily. So if you're kind of a bigger guy or somebody that, you know, needs the extra room, you can get rid of that and get out in a hurry. Okay, let's take a look at our closet. We've got great storage there. Shoe rack in the back. And I don't know how many of you recall, I guess we've got a couple of little components there, but there used to be a panel there that was just a rat's nest of wires, and we don't have that anymore. You get 5 adjustable shelves over here on the right side. Dual vessel sinks, and these are beautiful. I mean, it's just a great job. You've got, what, 4 full pullouts here, and all with that soft close feature. Storage under both sides of the sink. Little medicine cabinet area there, and let me see, let's do a little bit of turn our mirror lights off, our ceiling lights, turn those off, and then this vanity actually is pretty cool, and that's vanity lights, and that's your accent, and there's your mirror lights. So, you know, it gives it a really nice ambiance in here if you're, you know, getting ready to go to bed and you don't want all the lights on. So once again, 4551 London Aire. Actually, let's move back up to the dash, and let me just point out a few features. Of course, when you're at a show, you're inside. You can't start the coaches and run them, but I can go through the camera system and a few other things up here for you. Now, on this Spartan, actually I have air leveling. I've got 2 levelers. You've got your hydraulic auto levelers, but you also have air leveling. So if you pull in a campground or a place for just spend the night and it's relatively flat, you can level it with your airbags. You don't need your hydro levelers. Here's your camera system. You do have the 360 bird's eye view. You can use this as you're going down the road and kind of see what's around you. That's what those sensors and the cameras, throughout the coach help do. This is a nice feature. Typically you're going to have your backup, your backup camera on with a standard view. Maybe you want one that looks a little bit straighter down at your trailer. But also when you're backing up and hooking up a trailer, you can see your ball right there. You can look straight down on that camera, which is very nice. And here, if you've got a second camera back on your stacker right there, I could also look forward if I want, view all directions on both sides. Just a great camera system. You have your navigation right here. And, excuse me, these are 10 or 11 inch monitors. There's 2 separate monitors, but it's under one piece of glass, so it's just a great look to it. All of your controls here for your fans, for your shades, your visors are right here. You have your gen start. Of course, this does have the 6-speed Allison transmission that you shift right here. This is also where you engage your engine brake. You do have a 3-speed engine brake here on the let's see, drop this down a little. You've got a tilt and telescope wheel. The right side here, if you Bluetooth in your phone, you would answer it right here, set your volumes on the radio and so forth. It's designed to keep your hands on the wheel and your eyes forward. This side over here, it's more for your engine configuration, your speedometer and so forth, your engine diagnostics. You scroll through the windows there on this side of the steering wheel. This is the controller for our CURT brake controller right here to adjust it up and down. Great system for towing. And like I say, you do have air leveling, but you also have your auto HWH 4-way levelers right here. So once again, this is a brand new 2025 London Aire 4551. My name's Mark Love. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. My cell phone is 970-631-0083, or email me at mlove@transwest.com. And until next time, folks, drive careful, happy trails. We'll see you next week.